really don't know how to follow that.
I haven't prepared as much as the other guys, wholeheartedly admit it, mostly because of Sports Wars last night, the Sports Ball last week, which was my real big send-off. I wanted just to share with you a few thoughts on the year. So basically a little bit of background. I used to be a tennis coach, I came to uni. I set up a society, I got introduced to a new sport through a friend. In my first year I didn't really go out loads, I didn't really know that many people, I was fairly lonely. A bit of a sob story now. It's not a sob story, because I discovered a sport called Aussie Rules, and this sport has changed my life. I discovered this through a friend in a city club because I was too scared to go to a university club, knock on the door after the sports fair halfway through the year. Because I trialled for the tennis team, didn't have a great experience, I was kind of shunned, it felt like a mates group, I didn't get in. But I found this sport, and then I was like, right, I'm going to create a new sport. I'm going to create a new sport with an inclusive atmosphere, something that won't kind of look down on people. And when I got into this, I was pretty inspired by the people who kind of went with me on this journey, the people who became my new friendship group, and the people who turned out to be some of the best friends I'll ever have at uni. And I was also inspired when I went on to things like sports forums, and I saw other club captains who also give their all for their sport. And kind of, it was that energy, but by the end of my second year, I was also inspired by Katie Ford, the VPS at the time, 2 years ago, who was standing down there and really helping these clubs and giving her all to help us, help other people have a better experience. So that's when I decided to run for VPS. And VP Sport, I just wanted to kind of share with you a little bit about what the VP Sport does, because I don't think everyone kind of understands. Yes, don't really do kind of as impressive a job as most of these guys and girls sitting down there, because they have real issues. But we are important. I'm not just a guild officer of the VPS, we also sit alongside the management team at University Birmingham Sport, and within the equivalent of student development, sports development. So I have a desk and a laptop over there. But in University Birmingham Sport, I've no power, I only have influence, which can be hard. Everyone on the left of me can struggle to get their voice opinions heard. The issue at University of Birmingham Sport is that they can ignore me, they can chop me out if they want. So obviously the approach is quite different. But we work within a team to look after the sports clubs, with me kind of leading them. And what I've tried to instill this year is a big kind of collective to make it a team of teams. So I'm just a captain of the captains of the teams, and that they all work together towards certain things, and that started to happen this year. It started to happen through sports forums and mini forums, something which I changed. It wasn't my manifesto because it's a pretty unattractive club representation system in the Munro, but it was really important. And that change has filtered into so many other things. Through these mini forums, I've been able to get across these ideas of inclusivity and start the wheels in motion, which I know James will continue next year. Things like the second sports fair, where we challenged all the clubs to kind of come up with new ways to get people in their club, wholly on participation. I know lacrosse did 3 sessions, teach people how to play lacrosse for £1 each. I know women's basketball brought down another people team. Things like dodgeball, which are just so inclusive, and it's great to see that all our memberships are up this year, and not just in the expensive, in like the elite sports, other sports as well, other up and coming sports. So that's it. There's a lot of things I wish I had done better. I won't go into lots of them. A couple of my manifesto points, for example, tournaments. Thank you, Carnival Rag and Dodgeball on here, who helped me with the Dodgeball tournament. That was amazing. But I wish I'd done more, but that's just how things went. I wish I'd have lobbied Bucks more. This might be an alien concept for you who don't understand really what Bucks is, but I sit as West Midlands chair, and they, if you think the guild's bad, they inherently screw over students on a daily basis. So I really wish I'd have got more involved with that earlier. I'd been more educated in that, and that's probably from my non-Bucks background. I wish I'd done a bit of a healthy eating campaign. It's in my remit. I've done barely anything, apart from suggest a new student cookbook, Rizuki, which is going down. And I wish I had better supported my sports RAs, because I really haven't given, I know there's some RAs in the room, I really haven't given them the time they deserve, because they do some great stuff. But it's quite exciting at the moment. There's a new sports facility which is coming on the horizon, and there's big student consultations planned for next year and earlier this year. We're going to have 6 live televised events next year, 6 big events on campus, which finally kind of covers that manifesto point. And a word on my successor, James, who unfortunately is already gone. But I really think he's going to do an amazing job next year. And I'm not just saying that because I wasn't too sure. I think like anybody sitting over there, you're never too sure. But he was at club conference on Monday and on Tuesday talking to all new club committee members, and he blew me away with what he said, what he delivered, his plans for next year. I think he'll be absolutely amazing, and I'm there to support him whenever he needs it. It'd be silly not to mention these guys over here, so I'll just run through a few things. Ed, like, I can't fault your passion to like people are saying. I just wish we'd agreed a little bit more this year. Mark, this is no order by the way, just when I wrote them down. I admire someone who can wear so much weight on his shoulders, yet still have a pint and laugh and a joke, and you know, as a sportsman, I appreciate that the most. And not let it affect you, like, I can't believe you can do that. Luke, you're so caring, as people just saw there, and people, I was going to try and out you as a caring person, but but you can just tell when I'm struggling. You can tell when I'm struggling, and he'll just come in my office and give me a hug, which is amazing. Zuki, who has brought so much fun and joy to our lives, but is also one of the most intelligent people I know. Yeah, it doesn't come out at the right time, or it comes out 5 minutes late, but like, you're incredible. Fliss, you're absolutely amazing. You've been like a key person, like you were saying, when so many things went on this year. I wouldn't have wanted to share the thinnest wall in the world with anybody else, for those who know our officers. Although she probably doesn't think the same because of my singing. But well. And lastly, of the sabbatical officer team, Hugo. We've been friends since first year, not everyone knows that. We've lived the last 2 years together. Somehow avoided talking about the guild all the time. But you're always there for me. Every time I mess up in my life, this is more than guild officer shit. Every time I mess up, you're always there for me. I really respect that, and I'm really going to miss living with you in next year. And quickly, non-subs as well, like, you've been amazing, especially my non-sub buddy, Jen Kirk. Sorry to single you out. But we kind of talk a lot, and we kind of mentor each other, really. I'm supposed to be your buddy, but you buddy me more. And I've just been so proud of everything you've achieved this year, and I know you'll carry on. And just a couple of words. I know someone will go on to talk about attitudes a bit later. I've been amazed by some of the attitudes that some people from all walks of studentdom, to university staff, to senior levels of university staff, amazed by the attitudes of some people this year, and I won't go into details. At times I've got a bit involved in things I really shouldn't have got involved in. It's just because I'm so passionate. I think you can see that from the iconic red brick photo, which was made photo of the year or something, I don't know. But I really hope next year you guys and whoever's carrying on, like Zuki was saying, can build up a level of trust with your officer team. Not everything is a conspiracy. Most people who work at the Guild and the university are generally doing so because they really care about student needs and what students need. Not everything requires a mandate, or more particularly, mandates in many cases can just be like the rubber stamping, the paperwork, after going and talking to someone, having a meeting with them, letting them meet with somebody else, getting the results, and then the paperwork can follow. So those are a few of my frustrations. But when things get tough, I always remember why I ran and why I was so inspired, and so inspired about people doing marvellous things with other people. Like student groups, sports clubs can really change and transform people's lives at university, just like mine. Nearly over. Quickly, sports ball last week was the best night of my life. 530 people, all in a big room, having a great time, and like the people, it's hard to say, but everyone was loving it, and that was what kind of made it for me this year, kind of seeing that, and after putting so much effort into it as well, which is why I'm physically shattered. And another special moment, which came so unexpectedly, last night University Sports Awards, which is like the official, really snooty, really small talky, the Pro Vice Chancellors get on stage and you're like, what are you doing there? You don't deserve to be presenting awards to student sport. Ran over. However, at this event, there are 7 generations of VPSs. all the way back from James, me, all the way going back to 2006, 2007. All these people who shared like a very special year, the same as what I have. If you want to see what 7 VPS look like on the stage with Director Sport doing a Usain Bolt, then come over. But yeah, a few quick thank yous. Sports media, the sports media guys, you're not all there, but you've been absolutely amazing. Sports Stories have been amazing. Staff, Guild, Munro, all been amazing. All the societies that I've worked with, like Carnival, but there's been a few, I can't mention them all. You've been amazing. Being champion ambassadors who helped add something to this year, you've been amazing. But and the officer team, obviously, thank you already. Lastly, my club committee members. I think I only see one here, I think. But those guys have literally made my year. They've got involved and they told me to do stuff, and it's just been amazing. So I genuinely believe that sport is in a bit of a better place after this year, and in everything that I've done, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that sometimes down there in Guild Council maybe look like a bit of an idiot like I did tonight, but I mean it in the best possible way. So thank you for having me, and I wish you all the best for this.